Hey people, welcome back to another preview of the Premier League matches that will be happening this weekend. It's match day 30 for most of the teams in the Premier League and match day 31 for Arsenal. Now, the season has been quite interesting seeing all these teams also play in the Champions League, the FA Cup and the AFL, and we are seeing interesting results, having to compete in 4 different competitions. Now, the likes of Arsenal and Man City seem like they are doing it, but the games midweek, especially in the Champions League for the likes of Manchester City and Chelsea and Liverpool, were difficult runs, and so they have to now prepare to play matches again this weekend in the Premier League, and it keeps getting tougher for them to get maximum points. Now, with games starting off on Saturday, it's going to be quite interesting to see when Arsenal take on Everton. Now, don't forget that Everton have somehow been one of the good teams in the Premier League this season. And when you look at Everton, they seem like that team that can't hurt you, but when you play them, you know they can be really, really difficult. Now, Arsenal has a lot of work to do. One is the fact that, as I said, they just played a Champions League game against Bayer Leverkusen where the match ended 1-1, which I'm sure most people would have thought Arsenal would have just gotten over the line easy, but it wasn't the case. And I think one thing that works for Arsenal is the fact that they have a very good squad, either on the field or on the bench. They have quality players that knows how to manage this sort of pressure. However, when they now face Everton, who are looking to also finish in a very good spot, it's going to make it really, really difficult for them. Now, right now, Everton are number 8 on the table with about 43 points, and they know that if they're able to get any sort of result against Arsenal, then there's a chance they move just above them, which is number 7, where Brentford currently stays. But the truth is, Arsenal can actually not afford to lose any point right now. They are looking to win the Premier League table, and I think they are doing an amazing job so far this season. Mikel Arteta is doing an amazing job with the boys, and maybe not all of their new signings have done really well, but they've been able to contribute in whichever way they can with the team. So definitely, I think it's going to be an exciting game. Everton is not going to make it easy. Don't forget that Everton had beaten Manchester United this season. They've made it difficult for Man City at some point. Liverpool also have had to, face some scruffle. But the fact that Arsenal is playing at home, they're playing at the Emirates, so I believe it should be easy for Arsenal. But they have to be ready. They have to be prepared. If not, they might not be able to get any point, but I still believe that Arsenal will get the job done against Everton. It should be probably a 2-0 win for them. They won't want to do anything much. They won't want to have to pressure themselves to score more than maybe 2 goals, right? And that is if it allows for them to score 2 goals, because as I said, Everton can be very, very tricky, but I still expect Arsenal to win the game. And then Chelsea, who are looking to get behind them, that result midweek against Paris Saint-Germain, will be taking on Newcastle. Now, don't forget that Newcastle also played out a draw against Barcelona in the Champions League. So these teams are playing back-to-back games, right? And Chelsea are playing at home. The last time they played Newcastle, it was a very interesting result, and even the head-to-head results between these two sides, the first leg ended in a 2-2 draw. So definitely Chelsea want to ensure that they pick up 3 points in this one, because if they do, it gives them a chance to move into number 3 spots, because they're just about, I think, they're just about 3 points behind what's their name now? Manchester United and Aston Villa. So definitely they need to win that game for them to actually even move above them on the table, regardless of whatever the result is between Manchester United and Aston Villa. But Chelsea, as I said, we want to get over the fact that result against Paris Saint-Germain was a very disappointing one. They played really well in the first 60, 65, 70 minutes of the game, and the remaining 20 minutes, they crumbled, right? Conceding about 3 goals and making it difficult for them to qualify. But in this game, they have to ensure that they don't do the same thing. And I think both teams will be coming from that stress of having to play just a few days ago and having to play this game again and just a few days after, they will have to be playing again in the Champions League. So it's a lot of pressure, it's a lot of games played for these players, but Chelsea has to do better. They have to do better. The performance has to be better if they want to give themselves any chance of qualifying for the Champions League come next season. But this game is going to be quite interesting because Newcastle themselves, they're currently also still playing, but they're also looking to, get into the top half of the table. And right now they are currently number 12, so they know that a win for them would definitely get them into the number 9, number 10 position. So definitely they would want to ensure that they also win. Even if they don't, either side doesn't win, they will have to manage a draw. But if you ask me, I think Chelsea is going to want to have that 3 points to themselves, and yeah, just to keep that pressure on Manchester United and Aston Villa. So definitely I think it's going to be another Chelsea win. Don't forget that they also played Aston Villa in the last game in the Premier League, and it was a very, very good result from a goal down to winning 4-1. So definitely I think they would have the momentum to go. And most times when it comes to business end of the season, Chelsea just knows how to pick up results. So definitely I think Chelsea will be able to get this one done. And then also on Saturday we'll have West Ham United taking on Manchester City. Oh, Man City right now will be so angry with themselves with that result against Real Madrid in the Champions League midweek. Now, don't forget that before then, the last game in the Premier League, they did face Nottingham Forest and it ended in a 2-2 draw. And I'm sure they will still be wondering how they've not picked up a win in the last 2 games. They will be really, really disappointed. And I want to feel that maybe with that result that they had against Real Madrid, that will propel them to get result against West Ham, because they honestly cannot even afford to increase the point gap between themselves and Arsenal. Right now, it's still currently, I think, about five points. And Man City, although Man City still has a game in hand to play, but the points right now is even 7 points. So they really do need to pick up 3 points in this one. And I'm sure they'll be watchful of what Arsenal's result will be against Everton. So they, regardless, also have to pick up 3 points, because, as I said, they cannot afford to stretch that point any further. And then if they are lucky to pick up results in that game, maybe the point gap reduces to about 4 points. Yes, about 4 points. But honestly and truly, I think West Ham that they are going to be facing are one team that are doing well right now. Don't forget that they recently played the FA Cup game and they had to go through penalties to obviously win it. But it was a very good performance from them, even though I felt like they could have done better. But the truth is, West Ham will make it tough for them because they are also playing at home. So Man City has to do better than what they've done in the last few games. The defenders have to step up. McGay has to do better. And Manchester City will want to make that performance way better than what they've done in the last 2 games. So if Man City is going to get any result, then they have to do way better than they've done in the last 2 games. I think they are going to be able to pick up 3 points in this one, which was exactly what I thought in the last game against Nottingham Forest, which they didn't do. But West Ham, on the other hand, are also looking for points. They are still also fighting their relegation battle and they are doing it really well. So Man City has to be prepared for that game and they have to play very well. Now on Sunday, we have Manchester United taking on Aston Villa. Now, I think that's one of the other big games that will be happening this weekend, because Manchester United would want to get over the fact that they lost their last game in the manner they did against Newcastle. So definitely I feel like this game against Aston Villa also want to get over the loss against Chelsea, the 4-1 loss against them. Both sides are looking to return to winning ways. It's going to make it more exciting to watch that game. So definitely I think that Manchester United would have a tough task in their hand. They are playing at home at Old Trafford, but Aston Villa also would not make it easy. They would not make it easy. They are both looking for 3 points, and this is exactly why I think the game is going to end in a draw, because both sides will want to play end-to-end game, and in that process they will definitely both concede. So definitely I think it's going to end in a draw for both sides, which they wouldn't like, but I think at this point that will probably be the best result for both sides, picking up a draw and just, being watchful of their next few games. But right now, it's still getting interesting. The season still has about 8 games to go, so let's see what happens now. But I think this match is going to be a draw between both sides. And then the final game is Liverpool against Tottenham Hotspur. Really, this season I've just come to the conclusion that I don't think Tottenham are even ready to still be in the Premier League this and then next season, yes, because the way they are just falling short of results right now, it is ridiculous. Just midweek they lost 5-2 to Atletico Madrid. In the last few games in the Premier League, it's been losses over losses over losses. I don't even understand what is going on with the club. The players are not playing like as if they're playing for something. They're not playing as a team. Nobody has the confidence to even carry the team along. The goalkeeper errors keep continuing. Individual performances getting worse. The coach, I don't even think the coach knows what to do at this point anymore. They really need to try to fight this relegation quote-unquote battle that is around them, because yes, they might be lucky that they are just still number 17 on the table. 16. Well, the points gap is what I'm even looking at, because if Tottenham is 29 points and West Ham is 28 points, are they not as good as being in the relegation battle? Because if West Ham is able to get the job done against Man City and win their game, they move above them. Tottenham drops to number 17. So they cannot afford to lose this game. Meanwhile, Liverpool on the other hand also are looking to book their spot in the Champions League next season. And they absolutely have to win this game. So it's going to make for another interesting fixture. But Liverpool are on a better run. Even though they lost their game against Galatasaray in the Champions League, I feel like that was still very close. They still have a chance. It was just a 1-0 loss to Galatasaray. But in the Premier League, like right now, I'm sure they will be excited that they're facing Tottenham that doesn't even know what to do at all. They're not defending well, they're not scoring. So just maybe Liverpool can just nick this one. They know they just probably have to get a 1-0, 2-0 win, and then hopefully they see what happens in the other games. But Tottenham has to do better. I don't think it will make any sense that Tottenham, as big as they are going to be relegated. I'm still finding it difficult to accept that. So definitely it's going to be a very, very end-to-end game, and Tottenham has to do way better than they've done in the last few games defensively. Their defenders are horrible right now, including the goalkeeper, and the coach has to be able to find a solution to that, because this team, I don't know what the problem is. They are not performing well at all. They break down so quickly. The moment they concede one goal, that's it. That's the end of the game. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how they handle this one, because coming from that match they lost midweek, they have to give the fans something. They have to give the supporters something to still be excited about, because right now they are not doing that, and it's really, really disappointing. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on some of the big games that will be happening this weekend for March the 30 in the Premier League. Don't forget to share your thoughts concerning the results, and also make your predictions in the comment section. I will definitely be reading and possibly responding. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It is utmost important. And just before I even go any further, we are 200 subscribers. It's a big deal. It is. You guys are amazing. 200. I know we are going to get to 1,000 very soon. So I have you guys, and you guys are going to make it happen. So please keep sharing with your friends, loved ones, family members, everyone. Okay, keep sharing. Also, don't forget to put on your post notification bells to get our latest video when they drop. And most importantly, follow us on all our social media platforms at _official FSH. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate every time you watch my video, okay? And keep doing that. I love you guys so much. Anyways, as I would always say, until the games are played and the results are in, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye-bye, guys.